Peace, love, and light. Healing through inspiration. How y'all doing? It is a great Grandos day. Whew. By the way, don't get it twisted. It's still feathers up. Still feathers up. We just indoors right now. Just got back. I got so much to tell you. I don't even freaking know. Like, I don't even know where to start. You know that feeling? You got so much to tell somebody. You know. It's like I had to step away from the camera type of stuff because I really was kind of like focused, and I wanted to kind of just have on this camera. I wanted to get back on this camera. I wanted to, I wanted to have some type of progression. I just didn't want to just be comfortable with a little bit of stagnation. What I felt like a little stagnation, and how did I say that? Is because I was feeling deterred. I genuinely was feeling deterred because you know what? I was supposed to have a car. I feel like I'm supposed to have a car, but I did not have a car yet. It wasn't a confident feeling because I'm like, man, especially when I had, just dealing with the, just the awful people around here. I guess shouldn't have to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Just the awful beings around here, and then it's like, golly. I'm sorry, I got a bunch of thoughts, but I was like, there was awful beings around here, whether it be the staff, people, but it was just like this, man, it's December, whatever they call it. But anyways, I was able to meet with this guy about a car, whatever. He ended up coming. And then I drove the van. It was a minivan. It's like 2008 Chrysler or something like that. And I was driving it. It was driving pretty smooth, whatever. It works fine. He's like, yeah. And then I took it on the freeway. And so then I was thinking about getting it. So I was thinking about getting it today because I was thinking about the price. I ended up talking him down to it because it was like, 19. So he was like, I think it was like 19. Yeah, I don't talk about the price, but I did talk about it like, down to like, and he's like, I can't do this one, but he's like, all right. So then he's like, all right. So then we end up going back to the shop. Yo. You feel me? And then he's like, oh, I got this one. He's like, what made you want to get a van? I'm like, well, I just wanted a bigger car. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, I got something else. He said something like this, and he said this car, and he's like, oh, okay. So I went to go look. I know I'm indoors, so you guys can't see the car. It's all right, cool. It's cool. We're going to keep it like that. So it's like, hey. So he's like, he's like, I got this car right here. He's like this, because it was like a low level car. I needed something like bigger, because, I got stuff. I got to put stuff in there. You feel me? So then end up being like that, where he had like, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. He had the car, and then he was just like, oh, sorry. So he was like, oh, you got this car. So he's like, oh, you got this car right here. It's bigger. And I'm like, okay, look, man, it was a sports car. It's got the sports to it. You know what I'm saying? And it just goes. And I was just looking at it. It looked all right. I was driving. I was like, okay. And then he said the price was a lot more. It was more than the other vehicle. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, shoot, I had a limit too. So I was like, I'm trying to talk him down to it. So I ended up talking him down. He ended up giving it, bro, it was like the same price as the minivan. Only it's like $100 more. And I'm like, shoot, I'm sure he won, you know what I'm saying? But I won too, because especially this car and the year it was made. So I was just like, heck yeah. So, I think I said too much. But anyway, because I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to release this video. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so like I said, I end up getting a car. Then it's just like, end up getting a car. And then what happened was, it was supposed to be this day, something like December 21st. I don't think I can release this yet because I have other videos online and it might throw off the storyline because this is a progressive. So that's what I'm thinking, y'all. But anyways, it's like December 21st. Things are going to happen, this and that. So then on December 20th, I'm saying the dates too much. December 20th, they end up, I pull in. That's when I got the car. So then I end up freaking pulling up, and then I think this maintenance dude, he's like, "Oh, you got a car?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't." He's like, "Oh, you got a car?" He was this pale dude. He's like, "Oh, he's like, "You got a car? You got a car now?" I said, "Yeah." Like, what? He's like, "Oh, I didn't know you had a car." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Well, I didn't see you work or anything, you know." I was like, I be working online, so I mean, like, He's like, "Oh, and I was like, he's jealous because this pale boy. He's abusive as to his girlfriend, who's a junkie as well as him. I've heard these people saying seen him smoke crack. You can just look at somebody, they don't look healthy. You got that junkie look too, just keeping it a buck. Yeah, her as well. And then, you've been threatening her, you're gonna smash her car, smash a hammer through the second story while you work here. Like, well, people, and you stay here too. Like, she care less. And like, you take her car, he ends up taking her car, but he's jealous because I got my own car. That's happening instantly. You know what I'm saying? That joke is ridiculous. And before that too, and as I was leaving the parking lot, there was this dude, this pale dude. He like, "Oh, what the hell?" He say. He's like, he waved at me and waved. I'm like, what? He said, "Hey, you work here?" And I said, "No." He said, "Oh, he's like, can I ask you a question?" I said, "No." I wouldn't even know what he's talking about, really. I just asked you something. I was like, because no, I don't work here. No, I don't know what you need. So that was my reaction. So then he got close to the side, like not close, you know what I'm saying? But he like, "Hey, so look," I cracked the window. I'm like, see what he want. He's like, "Hey, so look, I got this. See, look, I got this right here. It's like, I'm trying to get a car. I'm trying to get a room. I don't have enough money. I'm sure." I said, "I ain't got enough money, man." He's like, "All right, man." He's like, "All right," and just start off. And I'm like, but the way he was walking with so much like not like as a positive like he was going somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It was like 6, but it's like it gets nighttime early, especially when it's cold. So it's like, what the frick? So this dude takes off. He takes off like, so I'm like, what the frick? So I'm like, what the frick? He ends up taking off. You know what I'm saying? And then and he's like, all right, and then I'm just like, dang, that junk instantly happened. But I noticed that it did. What happened on the 20th when I pulled into the lot here, I guess, and what I do, I end up moving my car. I definitely can't post this down for obvious reasons. You guys know. And so then when I get a knock, because I seen the maintenance dude, and I did tell him, I said, "Hey, you gonna come to get my door?" He's supposed to fix my door, try to get a screw to tighten in the door knob or whatever the outside was. So he like, "All right, oh yeah, just remind me when you see me." Da-da. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, this junkie, junkies, whatever memory, or just always claiming he doing something, but it's like, nigga, just give me the screwdriver, I'll do it myself. Give me the other screw, I'm fixing it. You know what I'm saying? Fret that, or look at the door or something. Just something real quick, whatever. I've been asking for too long. I shouldn't even be, but you know how it goes. But like I was saying, so then what I do is this. I end up, I got so much stuff to tell you, so much stuff going on. But like I said, so then what and then that night, I had a knock on the door. Not like, it's like more repetitive, like, I'm like, who is that? I'm like, is it man? I'm like, who is that coming up? So I think, but I go let's go step at the peep, and there's see nobody there, and I think I see somebody at the window standing. Why? He like, and I see he starts making noise. He's like, ha, red spit, swear to God, red spit, swear to God. He start knocking on it, and I'm like, and then this person's knocking, and they still, red spit, swear to God, red spit, swear to God, red spit, swear to God. Because you guys seen the videos, YouTube videos, that's what I say. So whereas I say real spit, swear to God, and that's when I realized the narcissist. It's a narcissist. Friend, who that was a friend, Hood. This is he was beating on his girlfriend, and she, I think we told this story. I don't know if I told you the story. I told you in big part because it's just so long. I think one day I'll just sit out and have time to get the quote unquote time to explain it. I mean, but sometimes you don't want to get caught and trapped in explaining because it can be so exhausting. You know, you kind of like progressing in life that you have to focus on growth. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, he was beating on her. Well, she called me and ended up saying that his whole mouth is like a hole because she had braces. So like one of the like things in her freckles and braces, like the pointy thing at the top, she has a hole in her mouth. So yeah, she said she was hitting him like a man. It is whatever, and she said, oh, she tried to act like she didn't know the police was at her door. She did know because the police, they knock and they say it's the police. She's like, oh, did you call them? You woke me up out of my sleep calling me off a number I don't know. 5 minutes call from at 6 a.m. So she knows, and she had me go try to talk to police, and she's telling me she got warrants. And then I'm thinking they take her away because when they came inside, because they said they wouldn't go without checking in, and she wouldn't let him in. Then she finally did. I know, right? All the stuff I shouldn't be involved with. So then, but you know what? I'm gonna say this because I'll probably tell this in a longer version if I do tell it or not. You know, is that because she's like, could you come over, please? So that's why I was coming over. And so then I said, okay, so you're going to come. So I said, all right, you're not going to stay with him because this is not a healthy relationship. She's like, yeah. And then she's like, yeah, you need to tell her nurse, you know, her baby, text your mother. She's like, oh, she got work. I'm like, I don't know why you're not contacting her now because she got to be at work at 8. This don't make sense to me. And I told her, like, anyways. But that's what she was saying. So I had her into my place. In my room, I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, don't worry, I got more than enough food. I just went grocery shopping, so I got enough food for her and her baby. So she grabbed her baby, her 7 months. Oh, and I said whatever. So she was just talking. She just started spilling the story. As I noticed, what I did is I grabbed my sage. I started burning my sage, and I had my feather, and I was just fanning it on her, like fanning it on her. That was whatever. And take note of that. Take note of that. Which way did I have it up? Is it upside down now? Oh yeah, it is. It's this way. I wouldn't have known if I hadn't remembered. So then I'm like, I got it. So then I'm freaking what do you call it? So I'm burning the sage. I'm waving on her. Even though, you know, she says she don't like sage, but she knows sage. They say it gets rid of evil spirits, evil negativity. That's why in church they use the sage. You know what I'm saying? To get rid of the evil spirits, the demons, you dig? Per se. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I started doing that. She was like, oh, okay. Then she's like, nah. She said, I think I'm gonna go and sleep. Cause I'm like, girl, you can sleep right here. You can sleep on my bed, whatever. The baby, y'all cool. Y'all smooth. I'm sacrificing my own sleep, my own peace to help this woman and her baby, her children. You feel me? I just can't believe that. You know how disrespectful. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna go and then go. She's like, I want her to go. So I'm like, you know, sometime let me go. I said, let me go check on her. So then I said, hey, I'm gonna let you know I'm coming up. You know, I want to see how she's doing. She's like, said she was just gonna go to sleep, or whatever. I'm just seeing she's on her phone or whatever afterwards. I'm like, on her phone, what the frick? She's scrolling through Facebook, and I'm like, does this girl really got a warrant? Because I'm like, I don't know, I haven't looked this up yet. And I was like, I'm starting to think maybe she didn't have a warrant. How do people get EBT if they got warrants? That's what she said. Why is she on Facebook so much if she got warrants? She had an undercover, but I did hear, no, she said she wouldn't give people like her real name. I heard her say that to her boyfriend. But yeah, her boyfriend was coming up and knocking on my door. And then after that, so that happened. So I got her cousin's number. They say he's slow, but he ain't that slow. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I think, anyways. So then I end up calling. I was like, you talked to your cousin? He said, you tell him this and that. She said, no, that I'm like, he wouldn't answer or something. So I ended up calling. He said, oh, his phone. He said, oh, ended up calling something, or whatever. And he said, oh, his phone was dead or something, but it's the other phone, huh? So I'm like, okay. And I ended up telling him what happened. And he was just like, oh, okay. That's all he was acting like, okay. And I was like, so what do you think happened? So what happened? He's like, I got to go to them and find out the situation. I was like, nigga, oh, this happened. You acting like that? That's what really threw me off. So then he ended up getting there. And I told him he said, you know what my van look like? You know, I said, hey, just call me, man. You know what I'm saying? Just call me, yo. I said, just end up. I said, just call me, yo. Wow, I'm just getting so many thoughts. He said, just call me. He said, all right, all right. So I end up look out my window. I go, my feelings. So then I go, I look. I say, I said, I see him out there, and I said, hey. So I go outside, hurry up outside. I see him, and then all of a sudden, the girl, she don't want to talk. She looking angry, whatever. She don't want to talk. She's like, yeah, she's gonna get her head together. We're gonna take. She had a backpack full of stuff. So I'm thinking she's moving out of that room, whatever. And then guess what? I literally, within a couple hours or so, I go out, take my dog out, and my jaw's like that, like how it just was, like, cause I see her and I say, "Hey, yoy!" I see her, and she's like, "What's up?" So then I see her and I see the dude. I'm like, and then I see her boyfriend, and I'm like, he wouldn't even turn his back to greet me and say, "What's up?" And I'm just like, and so then he ends up going up the stairs, and she goes upstairs too, and I'm just like, and they saw me and they looked, and our mouth was just open. I'm like, like, yo, within a few hours, he's back in the same place. In the same place. Within a few hours. I don't even freaking know. I said, man, I gotta get the hell away from F that. I ain't don't deal with them. That's her issue. She her problem, whatever. But she said the reason why he was beating her is something because something like she said she don't like her brother. His brother don't like her. He got her kicked out of their house. Whatever, is lying and putting lies on them and saying that this they didn't like it or whatever. And then she said he took her ABT card because she said he was gonna buy something. He said don't buy nothing on his account. I'm saying don't buy nothing from her for her or her boyfriend. He's only supposed to spend $10. He spent more than that, and he came back calling her a bitch, this, that, and then started hitting her. And this is what she was telling me. So I know this is a lot. But what I was saying is that, but yeah, he let her back in. So then, anyways, I ended up taking my dog out. He ended up taking the trash. And I had a feeling like I was gonna see him. So then he ended up taking the trash. He sees me taking the trash. He don't even lock eyes on him. He won't even keep his head down the whole entire time. And then he needs to go walk off over there, knowing nothing's there, just so he couldn't see me. Just so like he wouldn't be allowing me to have to look at me and look in my direction as he goes up the stairs. And I was on the stairs on the other side of the street. So I'm like, yo. And he was just waiting, and then I guess because he thought I was gonna walk past, so he wouldn't be in my line of sight. But didn't. So then he ended up coming back, and he ended up going up the stairs with his head down the stairs, and he still wouldn't look at me. Still wouldn't look me in the eyes. And I'm just like, wow. And but then I think an hour, so I'm like, man, this motherfucker's gonna try to reach out to me or something. I get a feeling. So I'm end up filming the video of how to make Alkaline. I think was it Alkaline Electric Dr. Sebi salsa. So and I end up getting a call from him. Or actually from her on her phone, because her phone was off. She was calling me off this app stuff type of thing she was doing. And she said, and he's like, hi, is this such a, he said my name, like, you know it's me. I'm like, you know it's me. Like, you calling me off of her phone. He's like, man, you on some bullshit. What's this with you and my girl talking about you gonna be with my girl, something like that. Or something, you gonna heal her or something like that. Cause I was talking about I was gonna heal her. Like I had aloe vera, coconut oil, aloe vera oil, just natural stuff to help the healing and whatever. Cause you showed me her mouth and she had like a knot. She said she had a knot in her hand. She's putting ice on her. She's putting ice on it. She said he pulled her thumb all the way back. But she said this happened at 3. The police came and whatnot, and she had called me like around 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. or something, So hey, but yeah, cause I was at my parents' house. I was at my parents' house handling something. I'm like, does he not know I know? Like, or is he trying to act like it didn't happen? So I don't know what she told him, and I know that she's calling off of him, and I'm trying to look out for her safety. So I'm not trying to necessarily reveal what is being revealed or what she said or what not said. But the fact, I'm like, she probably did reveal it or something, that I know. So he was sitting there trying to act like I was getting with her. I'm like, dog, I done looked out for your own babies. This is something I use my natural cures and my natural remedies in order to heal the baby with alopecia and who has dandruff in their hair. You know what I'm saying? And also things for their skin. And I'm sitting there giving you information on how to reverse the disease and even to help with your daughter who you have autism. For free, by the way. We charge. Because people that pay attention. You may say that, but hey, people that pay attention. And you let this stuff go to waste because you clearly don't value it. And as soon as I started to mention this about his son, I didn't look out for it. He said, no, I'm not talking about that now. No, like this. I'm saying, so what did she say? I was asking about this. Because he's like, Dennis telling me this. You trying to get my girl something? I'm like, huh? The frick? You trying to get my girl? I'm like, what are you? I'm like, what? You trying to insinuate that I give her? Nigga, you know how many times I've been over? You told her to come over, had me come over there when she was there, or she over your place, and y'all all together. I'm like, what is that? And then he pretty much had no leg to stand on as far as with that. And then he was just like, man, I'm not talking about that. And then now it's not about that. I'm just saying, I came over here to handle it by myself, my mother freaking self. And I'm like, okay, you can do that. Congratulations. And so then I was trying to speak, and I just noticed someone trying to overtalk or whatever, and just trying to be yelled, and trying to be, I'm being manly. His room is right across from me. Why is this a phone call? You know me face to face. This should be a face to face discussion. And I said you wouldn't even look at me. And I didn't even get to the point where I said you wouldn't even look in my eyes because I think he was in front of the girl trying to act like he's hard. He's a tough guy. He said, I'm in a bad mood. I'm like, okay, you know what? Since you're in a bad mood, how about you call me back when you're in a better mood? And then he didn't want to let the conversation, the discussion go. It wasn't a discussion. It was just him arguing. He didn't want to let it go. So then I'm like, what is he saying? And I'm just like, okay, say I think it was a 7-minute call, 8-minute call, but it just felt like it was way too long. So I ended up hanging up. And I was just like, wow. I was just like, my hands are like shaking because I'm like, something like that just plays with your nerves. Like, but I'm just like, yeah, that's something we don't need to deal with. So then here it is. We got our vehicle. I'm sure, word gets around, or maybe they see, because the people like to peep through the window and look. His motherfucker tries to come over. He's like, hey, what up? Also, like, nothing ever happened. And that was like weeks ago. Like, nothing ever happened. Trying to come in my door like we all friends and buddy. Like, Negroid, please. How dare you? Like, this is something narcissists do. But I mean, that's all that's happened to me. Like, negative entities try to get back into your life. And hey, but I mean, shoot. I know we got to leave and do other stuff, but it's like, frick. Whew. I mean, I just think it's just going to further show our growth. Like, I mean, look how the narcissist tries to get back into your life. Even the narcissistic friends. As you grow, people begin to expose themselves. Hey, I guess I got more to say, but it's probably that's another story. But I just go ahead and end that because I want to show you that. Because you know what I'm saying? So many times people talk about, I think, narcissism and whatnot. It's just, it's just a relationship or who you're dating. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all can't be that mundane. It's got a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. What about the so-called friends? What about your parents? Nobody wants to speak on that. But yeah, you guys know. You guys want to book a one-on-one consultation with someone who has been through it and doesn't know how to deal with it. Hey, to contact us. Info at healingthroughinspiration.com. Send us an email. Subject consultation or coaching. Something pertaining to us that matters as far as the subject too, as well as on the consultation. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, info at healingthroughinspiration.com. Or you can just DM us on Instagram at healingthroughinspiration if you're not following us already. We post on a regular there. Daily uploads still on our YouTube. I was going to say that. You guys, this Corona, hey, quarantine, this right here, I'm telling you. If you lock down, cities closed. Like I just talked to somebody in Scandinavia, in European cities locked down. She can't even travel. How are people supposed to work? How are people supposed to earn money? They can't. So right now, you need to start a business. You have no excuses. This is your best opportunity in order to start a business. You need to take a course. You need to learn. It's a business course I took myself. I paid business coaches thousands of dollars, just one. And this is the best course I've ever taken. It's only a fraction of a hair for that. It's in the description box. Don't miss on the opportunity. What happened with this COVID, they'll just be like, this C virus. Don't just say, I survived. No, what did you do from it? What did you gain from it? The biggest transformation. How did you grow? What did you do with all this quote unquote time to be inside yourself, not working, being able to focus on you? What did you do with it? Because your children are going to ask. What you going to tell them? What story are you going to tell? What story are you going to create? What movie are you going to create? What story in the chapter? When are you you're writing your own story right now, every single day. What are you going to do? Where are you going to tell it? How is it going to be? Was it going to be a plot twist? They thought you were down, but you got up. Is that going to be it? You tell me. You tell me. You write it. You freaking write it. Don't let nobody else define you, especially if it's inaccurate. You define yourself. You define yourself as great. No more time being that sucker talk, being that loser. How many times I used to be walking and think I got my whip, cuz. I know that man, all the hate I instantly start getting. Shoot, it don't stop me, cuz I'm going to keep growing. You feel me? Yeah. Hit that a buck, you hear me? Y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, daily uploads. Peace, love, and light.